Slavic mythology is one of the least explored yet most fascinating ancient belief systems. Before Christianity, the Slavs worshipped a pantheon of gods and spirits that ruled over nature, fate, and the afterlife. These myths were deeply tied to the land, shaped by the rivers, forests, and mountains of Eastern Europe. Unlike Greek or Norse mythology, Slavic myths were preserved mostly through oral tradition. This oral tradition makes Slavic mythology both mysterious and fragmented. Unlike the structured mythologies of other cultures, much of what we know today comes from medieval chronicles, folklore, and archaeological discoveries. Many tales have been lost to time, but those that remain paint a picture of a complex spiritual world full of powerful deities, spirits, and legendary creatures. At the head of the Slavic pantheon stood Perun, the god of thunder, war, and justice. He wielded a mighty axe that returned to his hand like Thor's hammer. Perun was worshipped as the supreme protector of warriors and rulers. His domain was the sky, and he controlled the storms that nourished the earth. He was often depicted with eagles and oak trees, symbols of strength and divine power. In opposition to Perun was Veles, the god of the underworld, water, and chaos. He was a shapeshifter, often depicted as a serpent or dragon, guarding the realm of the dead and influencing trade and cattle. The eternal struggle between Perun and Veles represented the balance of order and chaos, light and darkness. Their battles mirrored the natural cycle of droughts and storms, life and death. Slavic folklore is filled with mystical beings. The feared Baba Yaga is a powerful witch who lives in a hut standing on chicken legs. Some stories depict her as a villain, while others describe her as a wise guardian of knowledge. Those who approach her must pass tests to earn her help or risk being devoured. The Rusalka is a spirit of the water, often the restless soul of a drowned woman. She appears as a beautiful maiden, luring men into lakes and rivers before pulling them beneath the surface. In some myths, Rusalki are benevolent, bringing fertility to the land. Others portray them as vengeful spirits, cursing those who wronged them in life. The Slavs celebrated many festivals, each honoring gods and spirits. Kupala Night was one of the most magical celebrations, dedicated to fire, water, and fertility. People leaped over bonfires, swam in rivers, and searched for the mythical fern flower, said to bring great fortune. The Gioti ritual was held to honor the dead. Families left food offerings on graves, believing their ancestors returned for one night to visit the living. Fire was lit to guide the spirits home, ensuring their protection for another year. Many of these customs, though influenced by later religious traditions, survive in Slavic culture today. Slavic mythology continues to inspire modern media. Stories of Baba Yaga appear in literature, movies, and folklore. The legendary Firebird is a recurring symbol in Slavic fairy tales and ballet. Games like The Witcher introduce a global audience to Slavic creatures and traditions, incorporating elements of Rusalka, Domovoi, and the wild hunt. Even today, echoes of Perun, Veles, and Slavic spirits can be found in art, festivals, and storytelling. Slavic mythology is experiencing a revival as historians and folklorists work to preserve these ancient beliefs for future generations. Which Slavic myth fascinates you the most? Let us know in the comments. Subscribe now and turn on notifications to explore more ancient myths, lost civilizations, and forgotten legends.